Parking's critical. In the 1970s, they used to build buildings with one car parking per 1,000 square feet of space. As companies grew, that wasn't enough. It was enough for the day they moved in, but it wasn't enough for expansion. Every time a company expands their office inside the building's shell, they need more parking because offices require more spaces, because the ratio is 4 cars per 1,000 for office and usually 1 car per 1,000 for warehouse. In the 1990s, developers had trouble leasing buildings that were underparked. In the 2000s, it became almost prohibitive. If you had a building that was underparked, you couldn't lease it if you gave it away. Today, the Class A buildings not only have a lot of car parking, usually 1.5 cars per 1,000, but they also have a lot of trailer parking, because when a truck is at a building and then empties out, they can park it out in the lot. They actually have these big line spaces for trailers. And especially the very large distributors have to have trailer parking because they've got to put them somewhere. If they're short on that, the building doesn't work for them. So yeah, parking is critical. And in fact, many of our deals have been made in buildings where we had more than enough parking because our competitors didn't have that. And so when we look for a building for an investment purpose, we always are looking for a building with extra parking. It's almost cliche with us, because we talk about when we made our deal with Comcast. Comcast needed 650 car parking for a 100,000 square foot building, which is highly unusual. Happened to have a call center and a warehouse. And so that was a full building with lots of people in addition to storing products. The Comcast building could not fit better. There was not another building that they looked at in the entire market that worked for them except ours, because we had so much parking. And every time we talk to a tenant, they always say to us, how much parking do you have? And if someone's got a 50,000 square foot building with 50 car parking, I'd say that eliminates 2/3 of the potential tenants. It just isn't enough flexibility because you can't park on the street. A municipality can actually put up a sign anytime they want saying no parking on the street. Why they do it, that's a long story. Sometimes they do it because they want to give the tenant a hard time. Sometimes a neighbor calls and says, hey, I can't get my trucks in my dock because the neighbor across the street is blocking the way that my trucks maneuver with their cars on the street. You can't count on street parking, so you've got to have it on site.